Hello and welcome to another episode of What Travis Says, the only show on YouTube where we see the Doctor's regeneration as saying a fond farewell but looking forward to a renewed future. My name is Travis and let's talk about the real reason that Peter Capaldi is leaving Doctor Who. Now that I think about it, the way that I phrased that sounds like there's some sort of Whovian conspiracy in getting Peter Capaldi off the show, when that's not the case at all. He just had a recent interview with Empire where he talked specifically about the reasons for him wanting to leave the show. During his recent interview with Empire, Peter Capaldi sat down and talked about how split he was on the decision to leave the show, but ultimately he wanted to keep the show fresh. He said that one of the reasons he's leaving is because with this volume of work, it's difficult to come up with new ways to do things. He went on to say that he loves Doctor Who, and while part of him enjoys doing the same thing over and over, part of him needs different challenges. And from a creator standpoint, I can totally understand where he's coming from. We don't want to be stagnant. We want constant challenges. We want new ideas. We want new ways of doing things. We meaning creators, not we, me and Peter. During the interview, he said that he knew the moment that he got the job, he was going to have to leave it at some point. And that as soon as he became the Doctor, he propelled his mind to the point of leaving. He said he's never really done the same thing for 3 or 4 years, so I guess he's saying we should have expected this? Oh well. With Chris Chibnall primed to replace Stephen Moffat as the Doctor Who showrunner, he's also going to be starting with a new Doctor. There's not really any word on if Bill is sticking around for the next season, so he might start off with a completely blank slate. So what do you think of Peter Capaldi's reasoning on leaving the show? Do you think it makes sense? Do you think it sort of softens the blow for him leaving, or did you never like him as the Doctor to begin with? I, for one, love Capaldi's Doctor, but I have a couple friends that completely stopped watching the show when he became the Doctor. Not sure if they're going to come back to the show now. Guess it depends on the new Doctor, but I feel like if they just skip over Capaldi, they're going to be totally lost. So I really wish we would have gotten to see a Moffat-Chibnall transition while Peter Capaldi was still there. That way we could see how Peter Capaldi's Doctor character develops while Chibnall is the showrunner. And even though Chibnall doesn't actually take over until after this year's Christmas special, his first acts as the showrunner are already being planned. Chris Chibnall will pen the first dialogue of the new, not yet announced, probably not yet cast Doctor. So when Capaldi regenerates and a new body pops out of that Whovian energy, those words are written by Chibnall. High expectations. The same thing happened when Russell T Davies stepped down in 2010. Stephen Moffat wrote David Tennant's first words. Well, the Doctor played by David Tennant, not David Tennant's actual first words. I feel like Tennant's first words were like bludgeon or banana, something like that. Even though we haven't had a new season of Doctor Who in what feels like forever, there is news trickling out every few days. So I'm trying to cover the news that I think is the most entertaining of that news without having new episodes to talk about, which is going to be a very refreshing thing. Once there's new content, then we can talk about the content, and I'm really excited for that. As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.